thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feeling like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been
Well, these are the nights, aren't they then, folks? Arsenal against Liverpool. It is quite something of an occasion. An occasion not to be missed. Most certainly not the calibre of rivalry that I would put in the same ballpark as Arsenal Man United, Arsenal Spurs. But one in which, when it needs to be, can be a big rivalry. Tonight, folks, Arsenal against Liverpool could be huge.
Time for cities and towns to start dreaming again. Walking in the footsteps of giants. Incredible! I do not
Good evening, everybody, folks, and welcome back aboard to Realltom Football. My name is Tom, and I'll bring you the watch along tonight. We're for Arsenal against Liverpool, live in the Premier League. If you do are watching the replay, and please do make sure that you are leaving a like on the stream and hit that subscribe if you are new. And thank you very much indeed, folks, to everybody who has joined us here today. Kickoff and my kickoff as well coming your way at 8 o'clock in the Premier League. Arsenal against Liverpool. A very good evening to you all, folks. Hope you're all doing well, and welcome back aboard here, folks, to Realltom Football. That's a good. I just need to find my other one, and then we'll get ourselves started with proceedings here in what is a rather unusual occasion, with us playing Liverpool in a midweek round of fixtures. Obviously, really, if this was last season, this game would have been on TNT Sports. Let's not even debate it. Sky's new deal is the difference there. And it's probably the difference as to why the Premier League have chosen to put the fixture in this midweek round. It is most certainly a weird one. And I have to say, I'm not as hyped as some of our Arsenal fans may be. I'm not considering this that important of a game. I understand that last season was Arsenal-Liverpool. And most certainly this season I went in with that mentality, and of course the reverse fixture was very much that mentality because of how early in the season it was, off the back of Liverpool winning that title. But form changes, and form can change mindsets, and also who's up there, and it's obviously back to Arsenal Man City against all odds. But I am, of course, very excited for tonight, and I am very excited as an Arsenal fan, but I'm not that hyped because whilst this is a big game, at the end of the day, Man City are kind of our rivals. Man United most certainly are. Spurs are. Liverpool, whilst they can wind me up, and whilst they can really frustrate Arsenal, like last season, would you really consider them a rival, Arsenal fans? Particularly where they are now. That's my point of view. But obviously, this is almost as big. Like this is basically the equivalent to the Villa game. Obviously, with a bit more fire. Even though Liverpool's form is tremendously terrible compared to Villa's. So yeah, that's my view. That's my standpoint. Fair enough. Big up to you all, folks, and welcome aboard. Do smash a like if you haven't already once again. And yeah, tonight I have the same expectations. And when I talk about Liverpool's form, I mean, anyway, I would expect a home victory against Liverpool. But, you know, and I will call it out if we don't. But, you know, most certainly with the way that they've been playing this season, I would expect all 3 points, particularly in a response to Manchester City. We can't fall complacent any time this season, and that's something that could kill us, because we sit there and we look at City drawing 3 games. We only expect them to draw one of those 3, really. Well, they've done the fact of drawing 3. My jaw just clicked. But now we can't fall complacent. Definitely not tonight. It's a big game. And for personal pride and club pride, we have to win this game. Particularly as the fact that Liverpool defeated us on the back of a run of being undefeated against the Big Six. So, yeah, you get the point tonight, really. But, you know, I mean, I'm looking ahead to more kind of the Man City aways, the Spurs aways, the Chelsea at home. Those types of fixtures are more screaming rivalry, title crunch. Tonight, because of Liverpool's bad form between September-ish and October and kind of late November, early December, they probably aren't going to win the title. And so Liverpool don't fall in that rivalry calibre unless they are up there in the title race or maybe their fans are probing us or something's happened, or you get the point, don't you? I mean, Arsenal Man United, whether you like it or not, is a rivalry that doesn't need to be provoked, because it is, of course, all about the birth of the Premier League, and the very first stages of the Premier League were all about Arsenal Man United. So that's where that comes from. Then Chelsea and Tottenham are obviously London rivals. And Man City, of course, have just become our rival. But we aren't like I don't think we hate each other. I wouldn't go as far to say that we hate each other. Arsenal, Manchester City. I've said it for years that we're just friends that bicker. And I stick to that point. But no, tonight's a huge night. And whilst I'm not hyped in the sense of rivalry like I would be for Man United, I've still got high expectations, and I will still scream my nuts off if we win the game. Right, let's head over to the chat then before we get through to the team news. And Ashik is in the house. Well, we'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to say too much, really. I mean, I don't know. I've listened to the pundits. There isn't that many positives to Liverpool this season. It's about what Liverpool turn up. It is Roy Keane, Daniel Sturridge, and Gary Neville in the studio, and they've all practically said the same thing. It's a good set of players who aren't performing well or consistently, aren't taking control of games. So it's about, for the sake of what Liverpool's result at the Emirates is tonight, what Liverpool team turn up. But we as the Arsenal, for me, have got to take the handbrake off tonight. Because if we do, and Liverpool do play in a bad way, then it could get us an easy win. I still think we'll win the game, but it's about the ease of the win, the margin of the win, because while City aren't shipping goal difference, they aren't gaining it by drawing 3 games in a row, because whilst they've scored 2 goals in the last 3, only having 1 goalless draw, it's still a 1-1 draw. A draw does not gain or lose your goal difference. It keeps you put and stuck. And when you are trying to maintain a high goal difference or trying to chase on goal difference, a draw can be really, really crunch-knuckling and annoying, because you sat there thinking, well, there's a point gained, but the goal difference is still shit. And that's one of the many reasons out of a plethora as to why I hate draws. Because sometimes you can be inches close, but it's that goal difference that just doesn't get a benefit from a draw. And sometimes it's goal difference. The goal difference, that's the difference. So that's what I'll say. I mean, tonight we will go above City on goal difference with a win. That's an absolute certainty. Because we've had time to respond to the last 2 draws for City with wins of 4-1 and 3-2. And if we win again tonight, another response to a City draw, then we'll, of course, get that reward. But for City, they must be thinking right now, well, if we could have won those games, or, you know what I mean? Liverpool don't have a healthy goal difference. They're on just +4. That's the lowest in the top half by a country mile. All bar the exceptions of Fulham and Sunderland, who have now just gone as a -1 goal difference for the first time this season after a 3-0 defeat to Brentford. They're either heaviest or joint heaviest so far thus. Liverpool, though, can move on to 37 points to within 6 points of Villa and Manchester City if they win. A draw will put them on to 35 points. And for the Arsenal, we can go on to 51 points. That will take us to, bear with, to 8 points. Yeah. 8. I don't know why, but the numbers 48 and 43, 51 and 43, they're not. You are above Sunderland, yes, and it was, I have to say, that Brentford are 5th right now, and what a result for Brentford, really. I mean, it's weird, but Mark Goldbridge put it on a plate for you yesterday, because I would have said almost the exact same things. I did not think Keith Andrews would be the man for Brentford, but wow, what a season. 5th. Thomas Frank standards. And a really, really confident win over Sunderland yesterday. Anyways, we've got Arsenal-Liverpool to get on to. Like I said, most certainly not, in my book, the biggest game of the year. And it's a shame, I suppose, because obviously things could have been so different. And, last season, this was what it was all about. But it's not that way. So, yeah. Let's have a look at the teams then. It's we're going to start with Liverpool, actually. So it's Alisson in goal for Liverpool, a back four of Conor Bradley, Ibrahim Konate, Virgil van Dijk, and Milos Kerkez, playing behind a midfield split into 2 parts, single defensive 2 of Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister behind the attacking 3 of Jeremy Frimpong, a fullback in the attacking 3 behind lone striker Cody Gakpo. Very interesting indeed. Dominic Szoboszlai and Florian Wirtz join that attacking 3 behind Gakpo and on the bench. For Liverpool, is Joe Gomez, Federico Chiesa. When does he get a start? Curtis Jones, Giorgio Mamardashvili, Freddie Woodman, Trey Nioni, Calvin Ramsey, and Rio Engamoa. Then for the Arsenal, it is David Raya in goal. Back 4, Yuri Timber, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, the best centre-back in the fucking world. Sorry, Virgil van Dijk. Where is Calafiori, by the way? I don't know. I don't recall a suspension. Please help me out and explain. I think he must be injured. I don't know, though. Hincapié starts again. Declan Rice, Subamendi, and Odegaard in the midfield. And then it's the front 3 of Trossard, Gyökeres, and Saka. Yeah, I would have put Madueke in. Sorry, Saka, but I would have put Madueke in today. And I would like to see Mikel Merino get some minutes as well, because I love Mikel Merino, really. I think he's a top player, and I think that he is probably one of the best makeshift strikers you'll get. He's got an attacking brilliance about him. Ben White on the bench alongside Gabby Jesus, Ebery Eze, Gabby Martinelli, Kepa Arrizabalaga, Christian Norgard, Noni Madueke, Mikel Merino, and Miles Lewis-Skelly. Those are the teams then. This is Arsenal against Liverpool, like I said. This season, not the biggest in my book. But when it comes to the now and City's form, this is big. And like I said, for me, the win obviously benefits us in the league table, but I'm looking for almost a bit of a bite back of our pride, really, because that was broken by that early defeat at the start of the season at Anfield. And I know that things like that can happen, but you know what I mean? Obviously, you think about it, and in that kind of situation, similar time of the year, rather, last year, we had that Man City away game, and we nearly had the best pride you can get with beating Manchester City at the Etihad, but obviously that was stolen away from us by a non-given foul by Haaland on Gabriel and an offside not called by VAR. So, bit of pride tonight, really, as well. And yes, our teams are out in the tunnels. It is a rainy one in North London. It has been a rainy day on a day where I have been in Nottingham pretty much all day long, Snoop Dogging at David Coote as he receives his suspended prison sentence out of Nottingham Crown Court. I did indeed come face to face to him with literally meters apart in the shape of me looming around the area of the Crown Court on one of the famous Lime e-bikes of Nottingham. It's North London forever then around the Emirates Stadium, ahead of one, which, like I said, for some is the biggest in the calendar, but this year, not the biggest in my book, but I'm looking for the points, club pride and personal pride, and all the rest. This is Arsenal against Liverpool. It's rarely a midweek one, but tonight it is, and it's live with me on Realltom Football, and it's also live on Sky Sports Main Event and Sky Sports Premier League. And 2 years ago, this fixture fell on my birthday, lashing a beautiful birthday present out for me. It was, of course, that 3-1 victory at the Emirates that was on my birthday. And of course, last season, the birthday result came in shape of the Manchester City fixture. The last time that Arsenal let me down on my birthday was Everton away. And this year, the birthday present will actually fall a day before my birthday, as I will be at the Emirates for both, for both legs. No, I'll be at the Emirates for the second leg, with me attending both legs of Arsenal-Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. And so it will be the Carabao Cup that delivers a birthday present for me this year in the shape of, hopefully, Wembley. Anyway, stop talking about your birthday. That's in just under a month. But there's 12 of you in here, much appreciated. Smash a like on the stream and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Share the channel around with your friends, and it is 1 minute and 6 seconds on the clock. We are in the second minute, and it is Saliba on the ball. Come on then, the Gunners. And Gravenberch there for Liverpool. Well, roughly 3 years ago in the first title race, it was a early fixture against Liverpool at the Emirates, really, in the season. And we did score just 1 minute in. That won't happen today, but that was the 3-2 victory against Liverpool at the Emirates. Of course, though, we are pretty good at scoring in the first minute of big games like this. I mean, obviously, last season it was the Manchester City fixture at home where we beat them 5-1 that we scored in the first minute or the second minute. Odegaard, of course. Liverpool throw-in here. It's a conservative start at the Emirates. And I think that Arteta's kind of gone with the right approach, really, I guess you could say, because Liverpool don't necessarily lose control of games when the game's spiralling. Because I reference so much to that Man United Chelsea game that we saw earlier in the season, and I use it as a key analysing point as to what Chelsea are and how vulnerable they can be. But that does not apply to Liverpool, because actually I think Liverpool enjoy those situations. It's when the game's sort of slow and kind of just a bit Man City-like, really, almost, comfy, where they start to fall complacent, they start to lose control. So I don't mind this. Maybe another reason why I've not brought so much fire with me today. But that's the. I mean, look, I don't want to bring United into it too much, but just because I've mentioned it, I might as well just say it. Look, if there's anything for the new United manager to know, is really, one of the things he's got to take is that they need to play with fire from minute one. because that Chelsea game was a clear example as to how United can just tear teams open. And honestly, I don't know how more of the Premier League haven't caught on to it, to be fair, really. Because if you're asking me, that game really, really exposed pretty much every weakness in Chelsea, particularly in that first half. Kirkes, yeah, they're just playing football, aren't they, really? They're not trying to do anything crazy. It's clear that Arne Slot has set his team out to just stay in the game. They're not trying to sit back, they're just staying in the game. There's no hunger in the eyes of Liverpool players. It's just Liverpool playing it at a rather slow pace. And yeah, like I say, I think people might be a little bit surprised that I've not brought fire today, but I have got to save my fire really for next week, because whilst we are in the middle of a massive title race, and Liverpool did hurt my feelings at the start of this season and last season for the whole part, it is a case of, save your fire, because I explained it in the preview in the starting 15 minutes that there's only really fire between Arsenal and Liverpool when it is a case of the fans provoking us. Something has gone on between the two sides in perhaps the reverse fixture, whether that be Emirates or Anfield, doesn't matter to me. But we aren't natural rivals the clear rivalries for Arsenal are on a plate for you. Arsenal, Man United, the biggest because of the birth of the Premier League. Local rivalries, it would come in the shape of Tottenham just above Chelsea. And then obviously you've got the Man City one, which has come more from kind of recent, I suppose, really. And like I say, Arsenal and Man City, friends that bicker. I wouldn't say that I'm friends with Liverpool, so I'm not going to use that phrase. I mean, I know what you mean. But Tom, you're not friends with Man City either, are you? I mean, I'm not going to lie. If they're not top of the league and they're not in the title race, I am friends with Manchester City. I don't mind Manchester City. But when it's a season like this, and we're in the position that we're in now, of course, it's friends that bicker. But if City aren't there, then we won't bicker. With Liverpool, if I'm being honest with you, I don't particularly like them. I don't hate. I just don't like. And I'm not supposed to like either. My stepfather does not like Liverpool. But yeah, that's kind of what it is, really. And that's why I've not brought the fire. Because I know that, I'm going to have to bring... I am going to bring fire to Stamford Bridge. It's probably my biggest day as an Arsenal fan, really, I guess you could say, next week. And obviously, of course, you've not got too long to wait for the Man United either, which is obviously one that's going to need a lot of fire. More fire than this, most certainly. Because in some cases, United can be harder to beat than Liverpool. And I know that might sound stupid, but you think about it, and actually, yeah, this season at times, United have been really hard to beat. And Liverpool fans can't really deny it because of the most recent results at Anfield between the two. But I will always view that differently than anybody else because, yes, I'm a neutral, but I could smell it coming from a mile off that, everything in that game, really. I just could smell it being a day for Maguire. I could smell that United were going to get that victory soon. So that's my point of view on that. And yes, you're right as well. And Fraser called me out as well with that, and not in a sense of hang on a minute, chance Timber. But Fraser called me out because I mean, yeah, I mean, I only placed £1 on Maguire scoring the last goal. And he was correct to call me out because if I smelt it, I should have cashed in for more, right? Did I say hello to you, Flicks, by the way? Big up to you. But yeah, no, I mean, I was very conservative during that game. I was very neutral towards it all. But in my head, I think some people were starting to clock to the fact that I was just putting on a rather conservative face and manner about me in that watch along because of how much I could smell what was going to happen. I mean, I'm sorry, but the Maguire winning goal was just written. And that's the way United are as well. United are one of those teams where in Anfield, in hostile places, when you've got Bruno Fernandes and Harry Maguire on the same pitch, and you've got a Harry Maguire who's driven to get that winning goal that he didn't get the season before, it's inevitable. And it's not often that I can smell things with United, but I could smell that from probably about a country away, that result. And who was going to score the winner? Saka's corner, not bad. Oh. Trossard out muscled by Wirtz, no foul, good. Oh no, not good. He's going to give a yellow card. Wow. Yeah, I'm not going to complain about the ref. I don't complain about Anthony Taylor anymore. If I'm being honest with you, it's probably ideal for us, really, I suppose. I mean, the most unideal thing for us now would be Chris Kavanagh, of course. Particularly at home. I mean, I can't say that he's irritated me too much away from home, although I did get angry at him at Burnley. But yeah, particularly at the Emirates, I don't like that man at all. But see it as you see it, he is the Premier League's top ref now, whether you like it or not. Just because the broadcasters aren't saying it doesn't mean it's not true. Here's Szoboszlai and Frimpong. Yeah, I had to remember for a minute then how far advanced that Slot had set him in his position today. I mean, it's definitely precarious. I mean, Gakpo up front, of course, is not a bad one. I just questioned the decision to play Frimpong so far forward, really, because on that bench, you've got a Chiesa, you've got a Curtis Jones, you've got not that many options actually on the bench. I mean, you've got Andy Robertson, of course, but I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen that much from Frimpong, to be fair, to be able to just. I mean, would you say Frimpong's out of his comfort zone? Is that a little bit of a sign that Liverpool are missing Mo Salah? Perhaps. I mean, obviously, there's no Ekitike. I didn't realise that, by the way, when I made the thumbnail, so sorry about that. I mean, you don't give me much of a choice. Can I just... You don't give me much of a choice, really, because if there's no Mo Salah due to AFCON, then there's no Ekitike... Then you know what I mean? Ekitike is my second choice. Ha! So, yeah. And I will never put Florian Wirtz on a thumbnail. Whilst he's improved Florian Wirtz, I don't see him worthy enough to make one of my thumbnails. It's a bit like how Bukayo Saka has only ever... Excuse me. It's a bit like only ever Bukayo Saka has featured on one of my Arsenal thumbnails in the history of this channel. Facts. And by the way, when I say that, I mean thumbnails made by me. It is very rare that I put Saka on a thumbnail. At times, Trossard got a run of it. Declan Rice got a run of it. And I was going to keep Declan Rice back on it. But, nah. Do you know what? I thought I glaze Big Gabby so much and he deserves every bit of glaze he gets. So let's just put him on the thumbnail. Odegaard. Come on, then. Ball. And Timber gets his header. There's nobody there. That's the trouble you've got. And I think Timber was more or less kind of looking to just assist there, but a little bit more awareness, and he would have been able to maybe just generate more power with his header and direct it goalwards. And Saka driving through, cuts it back and evades everybody. But that, Bukayo Saka, is what I want to see more of. This is what and I know that we are right now looking like title winners, and I accept that, but if we just take that away and don't fall complacent and keep judging the performances of players as if we were bottom of the league, then Bukayo Saka, mate, every time you run forward, do one of two things. Either check back and cut the ball back from the byline, or cut inside. Don't sit there and go halfway between the byline and halfway between the edge of the 18-yard box and sit there and put a cross in. I don't want to see that. It doesn't work that often. It's predictable. When you go to the byline, you are sending the ball backwards, which means that it may end up in a rather precarious location. Makes it more difficult for the defenders and often can generate more power as well. So I will always praise Arsenal players, in particular Saka, because Saka's the one who doesn't do it, for going to the byline and cutting it back. Saka, you see what I mean? There. I mean, okay, he half cuts inside, but he doesn't cut inside deep enough. And then he huffs and puffs about it. Well, we know you've got the quality in there, so do it. I mean, you can huff and puff Bukayo Saka, but that's you making the wrong decision. I mean, I've just praised you half a minute ago or a minute ago for going to the byline, doing one of the right things. And then you huff and puff about doing the wrong thing by your own accord. You had the time to make the decision of what you were going to do, and you made the wrong call, and you huff and puff about it. Sometimes doing the wrong thing or the not preferred thing will work, but if you do the right thing, you'll get better results. Saliba. Mendy. Capio. Gabby. Rice. Do you know what? It's and I apologise for not getting to this comment earlier, actually, Hazza. I do, but I've been so... Well, I don't know, really, but I know. I mean, to be quite honest with you, this season more than ever feel connected to the club. And that's just because, like, it's this season now where I'm starting to feel more kind of at home and part of the crowd, and you know, you get the point, don't you, really? Like, when I go to the Emirates now, I've got a routine. I feel part of the fan base. I'm starting to just gel now, you know what I mean? I think this season's the season where I've taken action, really, on my attendance rates, and I've ramped them up dramatically. Probably, if I'm going to get that camera, which I am going to get that camera, I made all the right calls and I putted all the right shots this year to set me up for maybe better future. So, I mean, I do. I mean, look, yes, I have to say as well, Sky. I'm just going to pause you there for a second because I do want to criticise the highlights editor. I mean, look, yesterday I heard that sensational commentary from Ian Crocker. I watched that game through to the end once I'd finished with Man City Brighton, and Sky did not do that win justice with their highlights reel. I'm sorry to break it to you, but when you've got Ian Crocker streaming his arse out there, for crying out loud, Sky, deliver better highlights, please. Because I scoured YouTube this morning to try and find somebody's clip of it, and nobody had it. But I do think you'll beat City at the minute, yeah. I think that if you were... You see, it's a difficult one, really, for me to say, because I mean, if it was one leg, I would say you could get a 2-2 draw, you could go to extra time and penalties, and you could win the game. And I do think you'll win the game. But the problem I've got, Kate and Jonathan, and this is a real problem with Newcastle, is their record at the Etihad, despite the results of recent, does not convince me that a 2-1 win or something of that caliber next week will be enough for you guys to get over that line, even if you only get a 1-0 defeat or a 0-0 draw. Like, Newcastle need to turn up more than ever if they want the Carabao Cup on Wednesday, and they've got to probably get, I would say, a 3-1, not a 2-1. I think if you've got any chance, you get a 2-goal lead under the prediction you're gonna get beaten by 2 at the Etihad, and you take them to extra time and you win on penalties. That's what you do. Like, and that's not to say, like, Newcastle, like, it's not me trying to be horrible, but Newcastle haven't been that great this year, really. And that doesn't convince me that they'll be able to avoid defeat in 90 minutes. So I would say if Newcastle do not get a 2-goal margin of a win in that match, I'm afraid that I can't sit here and say there is a chance that, like, I feel horrible saying it to you, but I don't want to burst your bubble, because I mean, obviously we want Newcastle in the final over Manchester City, but for Arsenal, the most nice thing that you can have is the fact that you just know, really, now. I mean, I can say comfortably that Chelsea will get ripped to shreds at the Emirates, and that I can fall complacent at Stamford Bridge. I'm not going to, but I can. We can get a draw there, because that's not a problem, because we know that in a regular Premier League season, if we draw at Stamford Bridge, we will slap the living shits out of them at the Emirates. That's the way it rolls. I mean, we could even go for a 1-0 defeat. Not that I want that. And we'd still probably win, what? 4, 3, 5? If you only lose 1 in the first leg, you only need to score 2 without replying, for instance, to be able to get through. But I don't expect us to fall complacent. I don't expect us to draw or lose. I expect us to win both legs. You know what I mean? We are holding a very good record at Stamford Bridge, one of the best in Premier League history in terms of an unbeaten away side. And we have to take pride in that, and we have to keep it up, and we have to keep getting the results there, but we have to get a win there as well, every now and again. Because that second leg, if he lets the shackles off, Chelsea are finished. I've definitely learned a lot about Chelsea from that one game. I've learned a lot about Chelsea from that one game. At the minute, because at the minute, that is the one judgment I've got of Chelsea, really, and that's my sort of, like, I don't need a piece of paper for it or anything like that, but it's just literally that first half in Man United Chelsea that I can use as my analysis sheet for Chelsea. Oof. Oh, they've hit the bar, Liverpool. Jesus. Well, now I'm going to say wake up. Now I'm going to say wake up because that's a warning from Liverpool and I don't like it. I've been quite peaceful in this game. I've let it flow. I haven't brought the fire, but Liverpool have given a warning shot. And we are required to wake up in response to that. McAllister. Capia backs off. Frimpong. The cross is towards Gakpo. I think that was Gabby or Timber. It was. It's a corner. Who are you against? I probably will know in the back of my head, but I've got so much to remember that sometimes, Bournemouth. So it's precarious, I would say, and I have to say that yesterday, Leeds took the lead 3 times. So it's precarious. It is precarious. It's precarious. That's what I'm going to say. It's precarious. You know, Bournemouth, in a nutshell, are precarious, really. And Newcastle's form is just so up and down, you know, like a yo-yo that you just can't. Like, sometimes even with Arsenal or Manchester City or somebody else, I can't put 2 and 2 together with I don't know, Arsenal against precarious, City against precarious. Not difficult, precarious. There's no replay. You will be sent to extra time. And that is the last thing you need. And if I'm... Please don't kill me for saying this, but if I'm being honest with you, the way Newcastle have been this season, the inconsistency, I would probably not prioritise the FA. I mean, I think you've got to choose one or the other in terms of the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. If you want a trophy or a shot at a trophy with precarious opposition like Bournemouth and then Man City midweek and the risk of extra time against Bournemouth as well, you don't want to be leaving yourself short out of that huge game on Tuesday. So I think it's a case of one or the other, really. And for me, you either win the game solidly or you lose. Because if you draw that game, then obviously extra time is going to tire out your players and you don't want to. I mean, you're playing what? Saturday, Sunday? When? The last thing you need is tired players going into that Newcastle City game where, let's face it, you need to win by 2-goal margin. If you want and I know you're going to say, well, I know you're going to go against it, but I'll say this. I don't believe that Newcastle can topple City because of the way the legs are set out without a 2-goal lead going into the Etihad leg. Sorry. A one goal lead for me just won't cut it. So yeah. I would say if Bournemouth starts to frustrate you, don't chase the game. Don't chase the draw if you know you can't get a winner. Because like I say, the impact of extra time from that match going into the Man City match could be devastating. I'll leave it on that. I rest my case. But yeah, if you're asking me, if you want to win the Carabao Cup, you want to have a shot at going to Wembley, you want to do all that, don't waste your legs. Saliba, game's gone back to boring again. I did have a stat though come up not too long ago about Liverpool having 3 shots in the last 5 minutes of some part. We didn't have any. So, I mean, like I say, we had the warning shot. We've got to turn it up. Beg your pardon. I don't know what you mean by shrine, but whatever you mean, I don't think it sounds good with the Harry Kane involvement of the name. Pardon obtained. I'm relaxed, but I am getting a little bit wobbly at the minute. I'm not a big fan of the way the game's going. I would advise Arteta to let the shackles off in the second half because we are not bringing the fire, and I don't see hunger to get a goal. Frimpong here. Oh, good tackle in Capier. Just steps in front. There's no foul. It's good defending by Pierre and Capier. Yeah, I don't want it to go down that because, I mean, I've watched 2 Man City games in the space of, 3-4 days? And the amount of times that in those 2 games and the aftermaths, I've used the word peaceful, scares me, really. So, yeah, I don't want to have to use that word with my own team when I've been... Yeah. Frimpong's a problem here. And I did say you're taking a risk with putting Frimpong so far forward. And I mean, if you can't continue here, it's the manager's fault. I think Liverpool were trying to stop the game for Frimpong, but we didn't want to stop, is what's going on there. It's been a bit of a scrap up. Anthony Taylor did not want to stop the game. I've just listened to Gary Neville commentate, and he's exactly right. In that case, it is Anthony Taylor's decision to stop the game. And yeah, Capier, no foul whatsoever, steps across. Perfect defending, really, in a nutshell. But again, Frimpong, too far forward. Too far forward. I mean, you have to say that Arne Slot's to blame for that. I mean, I've not thrown too many punches at Arne Slot, but the non-involvement of Federico Chiesa does wind me up. But also, there, he has played Frimpong too far forward when he has other options, put Frimpong clearly out of his comfort zone and potentially injured him. Sometimes fullbacks can be good as wing-backs, but if you try and put a fullback just as a wing player without any back, that can be pressurising for them and cause problems such as injuries. And immediately the first message that Arne Slot should be getting is, well, Frimpong's not that versatile then, unlike Zinchenko, who can play anywhere, even though he's a fullback. And I'm not sure that Arne Slot... I mean, I don't know about you, but I do think that Arne Slot does not get his interpretations of the messages being sent by his players, whether that be in voice, action, or things like that, that he interprets them correctly. What I mean by that is I think Arne Slot is a very honest guy. He's good at talking, and he's a good manager. But he is not good at interpreting. And if you can't interpret the visual messages or the verbal messages from your players, that's an issue. And there has been signs in this first half that Frimpong's not comfortable with what Arne Slot's tasked him to do. So why did Arne Slot not get those messages earlier and change it? I mean, I think he's still on the pitch, but he can't. He doesn't look comfortable in that forward role. And it's such a big game as well to put him in that difficult role. And when you are a player who's out of position and you're not really used to being out of position, and it's a big game like this, you'll tend to put more pressure on yourself to impress. And that's exactly what creates injuries. Timber. Oh, good ball by Saka. Timber, make the most of it, please. Byline, it's a very high ball. It's too high as well. And Gravenberch, an almost too comfortable interception for my cup of tea, really. I mean, yeah, a bit more tenacity. I'm not talking about changes in personnel, but I'm talking about Arteta changing the way that we play second half. He's giving a free kick to us, is he? I don't know. You see, he pointed in the direction of Alisson, but I think he might be more or less pointing to the pitch as opposed to a free kick direction. Oh, good one by Gabriel. Yeah, well, I mean, in a minute, you'll get it because it's too peaceful. I hope it's not complacency. I hope that it is not complacency, because if it is complacency, why? Now, the first stop against Villa went in a very peaceful, kind of smooth, no sing, no shout kind of manner. In the second half, we scored 4. But I can't sit here and confidently say the same thing will happen today. Timber on the byline. It's a ball across. They've defended him all right. And that's Rice on the volley. Half volley, low volley. It was a volley. It wasn't bad. Gabriel. So Odegaard through to Saka. Yeah, he's taken. He had Kirk. I don't think Saka's that good in those positions. I mean, at time, 50-50 really, if Saka's going to get his shot away, but Kirkez was tight to him. And he's strong, Bukayo Saka, when he wants to be, but he faffs. And Odegaard is the exact same thing. The only difference is that Saka's less irritating. Which is why it was such a surprise when Odegaard scored against Brighton because he just faffs. Put pressure on Szoboszlai, right? More, yeah, more. Step onto him. It's going to be barely a minute added on at the end of this first half. Barely a minute. It's been peaceful. I don't like that word either in football, peaceful. Not when you know it shouldn't be peaceful. And the last 3 games, including this one that I've watched and used the word peaceful, have all been ones where I wouldn't say peaceful is a word to be expecting to use. It's 2 minutes at a time, by the way. We're already half a minute through, but there is a McAllister injury problem, which will increase the length of the added time you suspect. So, we're getting some analysis from G Neville. There's no Jamie Carragher at all in sight, by the way, today. I am surprised by that call by Sky. Anyways, yeah, it was just literally on Frimpong, and then McAllister's back up now. So Saliba, good run. How make the most of it? Get a goal. Set the tone. Break the peacefulness, and that's going to be too heavy for Timber. Yeah. I've got to, I would say, go into it kind of open-minded second half, really, I would say, because I'm not going to lie when I tell you that despite the fact I was in a bouncing pub atmosphere with the Villa game, I was still a little bit like, oh, fucking hellfire. Yeah, like, I was not feeling overly excited about the second half. There should have been over 30 seconds there for the McAllister stoppage, but it's half-time. So, yeah, open mind, second half is on the way. And, yeah, I have to say again, though, too peaceful. And I don't want to be involved in that with us. I mean, you could say reminiscent of the Villa game, actually, in the first half, because obviously we played sort of like that against Villa in the first half, but we had warning shots. Similarities are popping up, and it's about, do those similarities come into play in the second half here? I hope so, because we need to win this game. We'll see. I don't even know who you support, but we'll see. So I'm going to say we'll see. I bet you're a Chelsea fan. I would bet you're a Chelsea. I can't think of anybody else who it would be. To be fair, in terms of us, the City fans are quite respectful. I would imagine you're a Chelsea fan. Yeah, save your mouth for when I come to Stamford Bridge on Wednesday. If you are coming. So, yeah. But, yeah, like I said, I don't want it to... Yeah, I want him to take the shackles off. Oh, you will. You will. You will. You will. Absolutely, you will. Yeah, there you go. You're a Chelsea fan. Yeah. I could have guessed it because, yeah, I mean, look, I have to say, I mean, it's the first season, really, where I've had the Liverpool fans being rather respectful, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, when if we're talking about mouth, it comes largely this season from the Chelsea fans, and I have to say that I am not surprised in that either, because I mean, I give some very harsh analysis against Chelsea, and I'm one of those people where when I want to be, I'll be brutally honest. So yeah, I'm not surprised by it. But no, the biggest thing that's been a surprise this year for me doing YouTube is the conservativeness of Liverpool fans. This, you know, really towards me, towards Arsenal. Well, I mean, Chelsea are a London rival. I mean, it's not really about respect. It's more about me just giving people the harsh realities, and I analyse Chelsea off normally one game a season, really, because they're very difficult to analyse, but there's always one game in a Premier League season where you can use that for the entire season to analyse Chelsea in good ways, bad ways, but also to use as analysis of oppositions failing against Chelsea. And the one for me was the Man United Chelsea game in the first half, in a nutshell. I'm just very brutally honest towards Chelsea, and a lot of my bad analysis has come the way of Chelsea this year, because so much for me about Chelsea and what hurts them came out of that one game. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's. I can tell you're a Liverpool fan. It's about how do we play, I guess, really. Do Liverpool lose control of the game in the peacefulness? Does Mikel Arteta let off the shackles? It's all questions that I'm waiting for the answer for as an Arsenal fan, because obviously I want to win the game. Okay, yeah. Well, that could go hopefully one of two ways. Hopefully in the way of karma. Karma. Yeah, but Mikel Arteta won't. I don't believe he will. No, I mean, it wasn't really changing personnel against Villa. It was just letting the shackles off. This is a repeat of the Villa game, really. I'm not going to sit here and say that this is a carbon copy of the the two last City games against Chelsea and Brighton, because City scored the first goal in both of those games in the first half. We haven't done that. No, I would say at the minute this is going towards a carbon copy of the Villa game, But that is always subjective to how we play in the second half. And it's about, does Arteta let the shackles off? And I believe he should. Not that one. Kiarma. Karma. So yeah, like I say, as Arsenal fans, we can only hope it is a carbon copy of the Villa game. But albeit the difference in colour of shirt, that for me was very similar to the first half I watched against Aston Villa. It is somebody getting what they deserve for cockiness. I mean, by all means, you can go to the dictionary and find out for yourself. I mean, I don't know if it'll be in there, but I mean, look, obviously, the Oxford English Dictionary isn't going to use the exact word cockiness, but in a nutshell, it is literally people getting what they deserve for cockiness. Second half, then, yeah, like I say, let the shackles off, and it's a carbon copy of the Villa game. Win the game is the most important thing to do. Well, I would hope so as an Arsenal fan, absolutely. But of course, cannons don't use bullets, do they? They use cannonballs. And I mean, obviously, any kind of gun or cannon is illegal in the UK. So, I mean, any cannon that's at the Emirates will be, of course, out of action. But let's see if Arteta gives the players the cannonballs, because sometimes, and more often than not, he sends out those players without any cannonballs or only a quarter of one. And sometimes that's what we rely on. But at times he can just let the shackles off, a bit like you would of a dog or a horse or that kind of thing, and just let them free. But in the terms of what you're using, which would be cannonballs, then yeah, only on certain moments does Arteta go, here's 4 cannonballs, or here's 5, or here's 6. So yeah. Just waiting for the second half then. And yeah, I know what I want. I'm not going to bring fire into it, I don't think. I know you all want me to bring fire, but I don't feel the need just yet. But you will see a frustrated side of me if we don't start to find a way. Yeah, do you know, I do like a bit of banter, I have to say. I am one that you can rattle. But yeah, no, I mean, look, I'm definitely learning to be more professional this year. One thing is for sure, because big faces around me have or are leaving YouTube. And, you know, very soon it's going to be my time to be what was once my fellows, I guess you could say. Well, one of my fellows, at least. I would hope that we forcefully claim it, yeah. However, I think there'll be slips. I think there'll be slips. I do. I'm not going to sit here and just be... I don't have time as an Arsenal fan to sit here and be cocky and overconfident, because I've been in what is now 4 title races, including this one, with Arsenal. And I have seen everything. So, yeah. And just because we're going to be, 8 somewhat odd points clear if with a win today, doesn't guarantee us the title. Because around this stage of the last Man City Arsenal title race, the first one or the second one, we were 8 points clear. But hang on a minute, we bottled it. You know, we spent 2 seasons chasing. We're back to being in front. And I would say that the first season of chasing suited us. And we chased Man City an awful lot. Liverpool was just unexpected for us last season, I have to say. I mean, last season was a good season in a way, in a sense, but a bad one as well. The big thing that I would say is that the unexpectedness of it being Liverpool probably contributed to the fact that we did not chase harder. And I didn't particularly expect Liverpool to drop off this season and it to be back to Arsenal Man City for the 3rd season in 4. But it is. I mean, I went into this season almost disregarding Manchester City and just considering Liverpool a rival, but Liverpool's drop-off was just astronomical. And that's put it back into sort of the way it was 2 years ago. We're off then. Well, the big thing I want to see in second half, you guys have already heard me say it, he's got to let the shackles off. This should be a carbon copy, needs to be a carbon copy. Yeah, I want more. More. We have scored 26 second half goals, though, this season. So, 4 of those against Villa. 2 of those. So, last 2 games, we've scored 5 second half goals. Now do that today. Score 2, 3. Saliba grappling with Gakpo. Come on then. Get out of it. I want a more forward kind of thinking mindset. I want to see a bit. I want to see a bit of blood-eyed or blood-sucking kind of potentness, really, from us. Yeah, well, I'm not sleeping. I'm just watching at the minute, really, I guess you would say. First, whoa! Got to be careful. Gabriel's trying to help him up. Florian Wirtz would get up. So Gabriel's just gone, see you later. I mean, it's good. Initially, good sportsmanship from Gabriel, and I don't expect him to stand there and just wait for Florian Wirtz to cooperate. And Florian Wirtz, I think he just runs into Trossard, who steps across, but he's not looking at Florian Wirtz when he steps across. He ain't looking at Wirtz when he steps across, and I think that I think it's the right call by VAR, and honestly, that's my neutral hat on there. Viewing that, that's not me being biased. I mean, look, I don't want a penalty against us, obviously, but I just don't see it being a penalty when Trossard's not looking at Florian Wirtz when he steps across there. I think he's got eyes on his goalkeeper, Raya, or the ball in front. I don't think that he's paying attention to Florian Wirtz when he steps across. I think it's just clumsy. So I might do it one day. But yeah, that's my interpretation. That's my honest and most unbiased that you'll probably get all night interpretation of that. And if he was looking at Florian Wirtz and stepped across like that, I would have said penalty. But it's because Trossard was looking the opposite direction of Florian Wirtz. There was no eye contact in Trossard's step across. He was looking towards his goalkeeper and the ball. So clumsy. And also, it would have been a softy penalty anyway. But definitely, if he's not looking in the direction of Florian Wirtz, there's no way that clumsiness, with it not being that big of a foul, enough a penalty. So that's my judgment of that. And you know what I mean? We all do it as well. I mean, I know on a football pitch, you've got one man enforcing the rules between two groups of 11 people wearing different colours. But in public, we can just accidentally step on someone's toe, or accidentally bang onto a lamppost, or accidentally go blind for 10 seconds and then 5 seconds later find our bike crashed into a lamppost. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, clumsiness there. And I honestly, that final analogy that I've just given you there is something that I've done in the past. I don't want to say I went blind, because I didn't go blind, but My brain just must have flashed and went black for about 10 seconds because I just was smoothly riding a bike, and that one lapse in concentration, and I'm slap bang into a lamppost. That was a good 3, 4, 5 years ago now, though. That was when I had my green bike. Go on, beat. Need more. Need more. Well, Frimpong's off and running here, but I didn't think he'd had the pace to be outrunning any of our defenders. Capio was back there in a flash. I want to see a bit more, though, making tackles, Timber. And that's loose. There was a gap there, but Frimpong wasn't switched on to make a speedy, quick reaction to the opening of space. Good cheeky interception by Saka, but a good one. We've got to turn it up soon, though. This second half. I would say right now we're on the back foot, and that's not a good thing. Yeah. Liverpool have more authority in a minute about them. We are just not taking authority of our performance and making drastic improvements to the performance. I don't think it's been a bad performance as such, but been nothing special. Trossard should be a throw into us, right? Yeah, deflection, yeah, all day. Capier's got a bit of a limp in his right foot. Yeah, just being a bit hesitant on his right foot there. I don't know what, yeah. There, he's just gone down to that knee as well. Keep an eye on him. Trossard, go on then. Can he create the moment for us? And it's just, he can do that, Zubi. He scored a goal like that against Villa, where the ball was played into him and he made the run. But there, it's a heavy touch. And yeah, I suppose it's about your body position. Good ball by Trossard. And I think had Zubi left that a first-time touch from, I don't know, Saka. Yeah. Well, Hincapie's down. And it's a toughie because Calafiori's not available. And yeah, I mean, I would have personally not pointed to Martin Skelly, who's getting ready, but I would have pointed to Ben White. That's what I would have said, because Timber's versatile enough to play left back. And allow Ben White to go to the right. That's exactly what I would have done. But He's gone for Miles Lewis Skelly. I don't agree with that decision, but see if Nkapie continues. He's not going to. No, oh, no. No, no. Yeah. Yeah, I don't agree with the substitution by Arteta. I think it's when you know Timber can play left back and you've got Ben White, who loves to link up with Saka on the right-hand side on the bench. That's the best alternative to not having Calafiori. Was a bit loose from Bradley and it could have been punished by us, but we didn't. It's a good tackle. It's a top tackle by Saliba on Frimpong. I don't think Frimpong's going to create too much danger there, but I like the no-nonsense about Saliba in that situation. Liverpool look like they're growing in the game. I think a perfect time to score would be almost now, really, for us, under that basis, because the longer the game drags on like this, the danger kicks in and gets higher. And whilst they've not been at their best this season, they still are a danger, just like anybody can be. Need to get a goal soon, is what I would say. I don't feel safe in this locked position, particularly when we're at home. So I was like, yeah, we've got to start and do something. I'm beginning to grow unhappy with the performance. I've been displeased but comfortable. I'm starting to get unhappy here. Having to probably overanalyze a precarious and rather strong Liverpool penalty claim, which was correctly refereed, to now the pressure being on us. I don't like it. I want to see change quickly in the way that we go about ourselves. I want to see a goal. Because as things stand right now, this is not a carbon copy of the Villa game in the second half. And Liverpool in the second half had 33 passes in the final third, which is massive concern. Oh, yeah, I mean, I think he got the ball, Zoobs, but it was the follow. Let's have a look at the replay here. Erdogan has a little bite on McAllister, and then it's... Oh, no, he goes through the back of him. Yeah, I apologise for that. I thought he would have won the ball, but follow through. But no. Got none of the ball. It's all day free kick. So just under an hour to go. I mean, really, just under half hour to go. I mean, half hour really when you consider added time, but you get the point. Got to get man. I mean, it's far out enough for me not to smell too much danger, but Dominic Szoboszlai showed his quality in the reverse fixture. It was poor, that free kick. And Flicks, you did worry me then for a second. I was thinking, I think it might have been I thought it deflected at the wall. Yeah, it's not going to take long for me to get upset now because I've been patient. I haven't brought fire. But if we don't start doing what we need to do and what we're expected to do, I will start getting upset. Because I don't like it when I don't bring fire and the team don't perform. Szoboszlai, the performance is starting to look complacent of Liverpool's abilities, maybe from us. Yeah, I'm not very happy at the minute, and it will soon be visible on my face if we don't have a clear-cut goal score opportunity or a goal. And to be honest with you, at this point in the game, a clear-cut goal-scoring opportunity without a goal won't cut it. Trossard's day is done. Yeah, I mean, he's been played okay. Not had enough of an impact, though. Martinelli's on for him. Can he make an impact? I mean, he does so midweek in the Champions League. Midweek is the time for Martinelli. And Gabriel Jesus did score a great goal against Villa, to be fair, as well. But squeaky bum time, I'd say. Jesus is making an impact, most certainly. Brings energy onto the pitch. I have to say, I'm not a big fan of Gabby Jesus. I still think that he should be out of the club. But from what I've seen when he's come back from his injury, and we're in trouble, Frimpong is on his own, cuts it back, and it's... yeah, he should have shot. Not. Yes. I would say I'm going to give him 5 more minutes. If I don't see a shot on target, a goal, I'm going to start losing my shit. Because you can see Liverpool going in confidence. And I don't think Arteta's let the shackles off. Martinelli slipped. I don't think there was a pullback there. I mean, I can maybe get a replay. for me. He was in front of Frimpong. It was close proximity when he started to fall, but I didn't see a pull. Martinelli's still down, though. I'm a bit concerned about that. Yeah, I mean, it's then down to Madueke, I think, really, isn't it? Saka's down. Oh, good Lord. Well, Martinelli's just about to get back up. Taking his time, putting pressure on the knee. Yeah, it was a touch in the back from Frimpong, and I would say if there's a pull on the shirt, penalty. But it's just a little arm round the chest with loose pressure. I won't be trying to scream and shout for a penalty there. Yeah, this is really beginning to suck from us. I had a good optimism about me going into tonight. At the minute, I'm worried about us losing. We're just not playing well enough. Just not playing well enough. And I mean, no matter the result here, I know exactly what League Gunners fan camp's going to be. Fuming. I can already tell. Performance has been glass half empty. I think we're going to restart with drop ball in a minute. Right, on we go. Another 5 minutes. I'm feeling enough patience to go to 75 minutes, but then I'll start really pressurising because sometimes you need patience, but I didn't think this would be a game of needing patience. And I don't think it should have been a game of patience either. Yeah, they're just now controlling the... They're taking the piss now of the ball. And we're not making tackles. I'm really starting to get properly disimpressed here. And I am disimpressed. But At times it can be chronic with Arsenal being disimpressed. I mean, I was disimpressed with us against Bournemouth. Really. I didn't like to see these 2 goals. And no shots in the second half. I mean, that is diabolical. 25% of the ball is diabolical. Supermendy, come on. It's squeaky bum time now. As serious as you'll get when I say that. Whether Gary Neville uses the word glass half empty or not is a story to be told by YouTube and the Gary Neville podcast or the whatever by him. But for me, I see glass half emptiness here. I see complacency and a lack of urgency in the performance. Too much trust in Liverpool's weaknesses, maybe, from us. Too much patience. Poor ball, Martinelli. And Lewis Skelly ain't good enough either to get on the end of that. Other way around, Lewis Skelly trying to feed Martinelli, I'd say a different story, but predictable. I mean, you always want to have faith in your players, but I didn't have that much faith in Lewis Skelly, but see what he can do. He didn't do. And now's the time now. Saka, poor, too easily losing the ball. Not happy. Second half's been worse. As evidenced by the stats. There's just no urgency. I mean, Gabby Jesus had a little fluke of energy when he came on, but the attitude of the other players and the performance just channeled through to him. I don't know where the quality is going to come from for us. I mean, we can't afford to do this at Stamford Bridge, and they won't let it happen because Chelsea like to be energetic at home, particularly when the big teams come to town. And me being an away fan of that game in the crowd, I won't let it happen. I'll be bringing my noise with me, and I won't let it happen. I know that with Stamford Bridge, there is a significant proximity to the pitch between the fans and the staff and the players. So I know for a fact that there'll be no way that when those players come near us, that they won't be able to hear us and the words of individuals. So I'll deliver my critics if I have to. I'm not really accepting this. It's poor. We're completely on the back foot. We're getting dominated in this second half. And it's completely self-inflicted. It's poor. Second half, we don't deserve to win. First half, maybe. I mean, the response to a poorish first half is the polar opposite of my standards and my expectations as an Arsenal fan. I mean, could it be the smallest of things of having a run of games playing behind City, after City? Before City? Inducing more energy into us, perhaps? I don't know. I mean, obviously, this is the case where we play after City. And the two draws they've just had, we both of them played before them. Is that what it is? Is it complacency in that? Glass half empty? Because you want a full glass for Chelsea? Well, against Portsmouth, you should have been glass half empty because, face it as it is, today, you can't be glass half empty. Portsmouth away, you can be. To be fair, this has been glass 3/4 empty. Second half, most certainly. Without a doubt, Eze and Madueke have come on. I just don't see the urgency or the energy. I mean, look, if we win the game, I'll be delighted, but there's no way that after this second half we deserve to win the game. We won't be deserving winners at all. Madueke, ball right across. And it's not even a case of mistaken opportunities because we haven't had any. What a ball. Timber to Madueke. Timber like a centre forward there. Went to the penalty spot and slipped in the end. Bless him, Yuri. I do like Yuri and Timber. He's a good... But no, you won't see this with us against Chelsea. It is so glass half empty. Szoboszlai's won a silly free kick. Game, you see? Yeah, game's getting just scrappy and silly. It's been scrappy and silly. Not happy. I'm really not happy. I'm really not happy. The complacency on display is remarkable. And I can only think that it's because we've played after City. Too much comfort for them in the fact that City have dropped points again. Wrong attitude. Oh, home comforts. Hardly. Ridiculous. Szoboszlai. the other one beep? Was it the other one beeping? That one's on. That one's on. There you go. Yeah, I could hear it go beep boop. Well, yeah. Go on. Go on. Rubbish. Good win of the ball. Zubimendi. Come on, then. We're finally showing some authority here. Jesus. Poor ball. Go on, then. Lewis Skelly. He's giving away a free kick, hasn't he? Yeah. Yeah, he has. The lack of urgency here is a joke. This is complacency at the highest order. At the highest order. Arteta's been booked. Yeah. Well, where's the entertainment to go with that booking? If the game was emotional and dramatic, then I would fully expect Arteta to be booked. But that's just a silly booking from a frustrated Arteta, clearly. But this is complacency. I don't care if we win. I don't care if we win. But if we win, great, 3 points on the board. But I'm sticking to my guts. Complacency all day long. I don't do complacency. I don't do draws. Lewis Skelly strong. Martinelli, go on then. Too high. Keep it flat. Keep it flat. Poor ball. Offside anyway. Ridiculous. No. I hate them. I hate them. This is absolutely complacency. The words of Sky staff in the previews to this match were, the world is watching. Yeah, the world is watching. You be complacent, Arsenal. And yeah, why is Arteta asking for calm? Turn it up. Yeah, get lost, Arteta. Go down the tunnel, mate. Asking the crowd for calm. Are you up your head? It could have been calm and fun. But oh no. Your players for my team have been complacent today. So don't sit there on that touchline asking me for calm. Don't do it. Don't do it. This is fun. The game is just drifting to the full-time whistle. It's not good enough. Saliba nearly got caught out there. Good play. Zubimendi. Jesus loses the ball. Can't sit in here any longer and watch this inhumane crap. I really can't. Absolute inhumane complacency. I am up my walls of it. I really am. This is fucking complacency, and I want us to win the game, but I don't want to watch this much longer. I'm tired of this inhumane, complacent nonsense, all because City played yesterday and dropped points. And that's exactly the reason. This is self-inflicted. And I have to say fair play to Liverpool. But for Arsenal, it's absolutely inhumane, this is. And I see it time and time again, complacency. Complacency does not win you titles. We have threw away 3 points here. Or 2 points. Maybe 3. Point is not enough today. The gap's nice and big. Is what I'll be hearing. Oh, well, City dropped point. Yeah. Increase the gap then. Don't be fucking complacent. Can't stand complacency. I don't mind a bad performance, but I won't tolerate complacency. And I don't need Albert Einstein to tell me it's complacency here. I can fucking see it. And 4 minutes tells you all you need to know at a time. 4 minutes. Jesus header, yeah, nah. Not bad on target. Finally, but we'll go squeaky bums now. The clock's at 90. We love a late goal. I wasn't going to do a fan cam tonight, but I wasn't. But I'm going to make the time for a fan cam tonight. I am. Martinelli. I thought, well, I don't normally do one for midweeks, but the complacency shown tonight needs a fan cam. And watch us go win the game now. Watch us go win the game now. And everybody will forget about it. Nah. They're showing the urgency now that they should have shown 25 minutes ago. And Jesus, silly foul. Yeah. Can't complain with that. Canate's holding Jesus first, though. Maybe I'd have a bit more sympathy, but the performance doesn't warrant it. I'll be sympathetic when it's a good performance. I don't have sympathy for complacency. Why should I be sympathetic towards complacency? Would you be sympathetic towards complacency? Didn't think so. And it was a rhetorical question, by the way, so well done for that answering. Well, Bradley's in a bit of pain here. Martinelli's been booked here. Well, Gabriel's... Yeah, I think it's trying to separate Martinelli. Yeah, no, he needs to apologise. I've just heard the words of Gary Neville that it's been pushed out. Yeah. So I can see exactly what's gone on here, and it's Ibrahim Konate who's tried to deal with things. He's had his name taken. Martinelli's had his name taken. Martinelli's tried to push Bradley off the pitch because it's squeaky bum time. That's very unprofessional from Gabriel Martinelli. You've played so poorly. You've been so complacent. And that is disrespect to the fact that I think Conor Bradley's muscles just gone pop because the stretch is on the way out. It is pure and utter. Look at that. There you go. Yeah. Very rare that I'll be disrespectful when it's like this, but I am just unentertained here by this. I'm not happy with my players. I'm not happy with my team. And I will not show sympathy when I see complacency from my team. Well, I think it'll be another 2 minutes, won't it now? At least, I think. Probably. But no, I hope Bradley's okay. Gabby, Saliba. We get a win rate, like I say, but a fan cam will be delivered. This needs ratifying. And I feel a duty to call out my team for this. Liverpool should win the game. They're not going to, but they should. Madueke. Corner. Yay. Where was that half hour ago? Where was that half an hour ago? Great. Now, inhumane complacency, Flicks. Absolutely inhumane, this. Corner goes in. Gabriel. That's it. Full-time whistle. inhumane complacency. I have no further words to add to this live stream. I'm disgusted. To be fair, this is just, for me, on a level of complacency terms, unacceptable. I just can't speak words to defend the performance, which was purely self-inflicted. And the final score is on the screen.